What I do is I work with both leadership teams and individual entrepreneurs, and I help them sort of set a longer term vision and then connect that into what they need to do every week to move their business forward and actually achieve their vision. My husband and I owned a coffee roaster for 8 years. And when we originally bought this little coffee shop in a tiny little tourist town, it was just us with a couple baristas, and it was a super seasonal place. And we started growing our business, realizing that we couldn't make all of our money on the 600 residents that lived in this town. Once we fully embraced structure, which was not my natural leaning, once we fully embraced this, our business just took off. And when we sold it, we had a lot of people ask us, like, how did you do that? By process of default, I started working with other people of like, well, let me teach you what I know and teach you what I've done. And it sort of snowballed. And then when I got to Portland, I just started talking with more entrepreneurs and saying, you know what, I actually love working with other people. But it's a lot of the work of like, how do you find somebody? How do you make sure that I can say what I do and not jumble it, which I did for months for a while. You know, those things were challenging. What's a reasonable price? You know, what's a good structure for this? There were a lot of the logistics of what's the best way to do this that I just, you know, I was trying to figure out. I wanted to try working with a business coach. I'd never done anything like that before. I think with Michael, he's just so, it's like he is who he is. He doesn't feel salesy because he's not. Like, he's a great guy. I think the thing that drew me to working with him versus some of the other people is I just really felt like he wanted to make sure that we were both a good fit for each other. And it wasn't just this one-way street of like, I need a sale, you want to work with me. He was very much like, hey, if it's not right for either one of us, I'll see what I can connect you with, you know. But I had an awesome conversation with him. I loved chatting with him. I felt like he was a realist. His head's not too far in the clouds, and I like that because that's how I approach things. I had a ton of business experience, and he had to really help me like focus that and filter it into a clear message. I would get stuck on this idea of, is this what I want to do forever almost? Like it was so like long-term for me. And he'd say, Danny, this is just the start. You just got to pick something and let it evolve into its own. And now I have this whole new idea for this framework that I want to create on my own. Like but by using and doing the thing that I wasn't sure at first, like because I needed it to be perfect from the start, and him really helping me see like, you just got to get out there and be doing something, and then you keep like pivoting. And that's it was so helpful for me. There was just this point where I felt like I was doing a lot of meetings with people, and I was hoping that they would turn into like a client, someone would turn into a client, and nobody was. You know, I heard no so many times. Michael really helped me just keep pushing on and to recognize like, it's okay. Like you have to hear no a bunch in order to like hear a great yes. Oftentimes I find that we are our own worst enemy, and I see this with my clients, but it's still so hard with yourself, and that's the thing that like a coach is so awesome with. Like no matter what level you're at or what you offer, a coach helps you step outside of yourself and those blinders that we all get on, and just helps you like have a reality check. So Michael was really great about that, and picking me up when I just was really frustrated. You know, Michael's just, he's really accessible. I feel like for one that I never felt like I was overstepping by like emailing him in between sessions or texting him or whatnot. He was also he's genuine. I mean, like when you talk to him, like he's not fake. He gives you his full attention. He's also an awesome connector. So I felt like he was super helpful for me, especially being new to Portland. He really connected me with like a lot of great people. His approach is true, it's real, and it's like really wanting to just serve people, you know, make things accessible. You know, he's got a great podcast. He's like a really fun business too, so I feel like he's walking the walk. He like has fun with his life, and he has passion for what he's doing, and he loves to share that. And that's what I love to do too, so it's always a hoot. When you're in his tribe, like you're in his tribe, like, you know, once you're in there, it's like he'll just do whatever to help you. That's something that I really value, and I valued in my business, and I feel lucky that he's become a friend. I would definitely encourage somebody to talk with Michael. You know, I think he helps you see your own potential, you know, and he does hold that higher vision for you than you do of yourself. And that feels really good. And sometimes as a business owner, you just need somebody who you feel like has your back like that.